What do you got coming up, man? What do you?
So coming up next is Twin City Stand Up. It's a show I'm producing, a stand-up showcase show I'm producing in downtown Winston-Salem. It's been going pretty well. It's one of those things where I think producing a live show is really scary right now.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. It's hard to gauge the water of who's going to come out and who wants to come out and who doesn't.
Right.
But it's going well. And then after that, October 2nd at the Milton Road Center in Winston-Salem, Bunker Dogs, the improv troupe that my wife and I co-run, is finally coming back for its show, first show in 2 years almost.
Wow. That was some of the first fun shows I did, was the Bunker Dogs stuff that you guys were doing in Winston in that big building with the
Community Arts Cafe.
Yeah, Community Arts Cafe. It was cool.
We were called Naked Feet back then.
That's right.
And it was. So the show was called Comedy Potluck.
Yeah, I have that video. I have a 10-minute video of me like a year into comedy, telling dick jokes to people with their kids.
Because it was a swanky place. It was
they had a piano.
There's a grand piano on the stage. It was like a wine bar.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was way too classy for what we were doing.
I used to feel like whenever anybody would ask me to go do a nice show, I'm like, you've seen what I do, right? Because I wasn't very versatile back then. We were going to talk about pooping and fucking, and regardless of who was in the room, that's what was coming out.
But honestly, it was surprising me though. Even though it was like a upscale crowd, I mean, they ate it up though. I mean, most time they
were always good, yeah.
Yeah. I think that place. The only reason that show ended is because Community Arts Cafe closed down, which was such a great idea.
Cool building. It had it's in Winston on a corner, and it had it was like a downtown mall basically. Like you walked in, they had some food and stuff, and then you go up and down steps to different. They had the cafe. They had some
art
office
galleries.
Space, and art gallery. Yeah,
really
cool.
And then down the bottom was an underground theater, and it was perfect theater for stand up because it was like low ceiling, all the focus on the stage, real low stage. It was like right there on the audience, so it was like real intimate. And then Jim and Kathy Tedder were the people that ran that business. It was great for so long because their goal was to actually make it like an actual community arts venue. Like this is where artists in the city hang out, do their shows, and I mean they didn't like they let us keep stuff from the door. They still try to sell some wine, stuff like that. So they didn't ask for a lot of money for it. This is when we were just starting out, so we needed a venue. I think the only reason things grew into what they are now in Bunker Dogs, the improv troupe, is as successful as it is because it started on that platform of Community Arts Cafe, which is what I'm trying to do with Twin City and Bunker Dogs a little bit now. Is we're trying to be more community organizations for comedians and artists stuff.
Oh, that's great.
With the job that you have now, and with you getting back into doing comedy, do you have an idea of what you want that mix to be ideally? Like what percentage of your work do you want to be stand-up? If you could be full-time, would that be it? Or are you looking for other stuff? Are you staying in the job you have now forever if everything goes great? Like what's the...
I think my goal now is actually to get more into writing and producing. Like I'm actually having a lot of fun producing stuff I'm producing, kind of more behind-the-scenes stuff.
Shows or...
Shows, yeah. I'm never going to stop doing stand-up. But I don't think I have that pursuit to be a famous stand-up comedian anymore.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it you just don't care for the lifestyle, or is it the type of work you have to do? Is there something that's keeping it, or is it just a stand-up that you don't need to do like you used to?
I don't think I have the need to prove anything with it anymore.
Okay. Well, that's a great place to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think what I enjoyed about this past week, I got into that comfort zone with stand-up right before the festival. And so then we had that thing. I mean, there's guys like Mello, Tom Simmons, Jordan Fisher, Anthony Crawford, Andy Forrester, all these guys.
Name dropper.
Yeah, whatever. All these guys that I knew from when I started, were there, and it felt good to just be around that old crowd of comics
and hold your own, right?
Yeah. Feel like, that confidence. Like, okay, even though I took a hiatus, I come back into this, and I feel like I can still hang with a lot of these guys who I saw as like the best comics in the area.
I mean, you've always been good, and the only thing that's ever kept you from being the best person on the show is that stupid job you have. You know what I mean?
I mean, I did a joke about because actually right before the pandemic, I was about to quit. I think you were at that show.
I'm gonna get these guys to quit their jobs and just do stand up full time. That's my goal.